chilly.
Oh, sure is. I can't wait for the sun to get up. So cold. Doing good. Yeah, the summit is right there. So, what, baby?
Right where?
There it is. Mt.Sneffels. We are here. Thank you for the beautiful weather.
I would not be a happy camper. Literally, not a happy camper.
Very cool. Hi, Ty. You want me to mess with? I love you.
Still a little bit of elevation.
Yeah. Hey, Marmot. Yeah. What's up, everyone? Thank you for checking in for another video. If you are a returning subscriber, if not, thank you for coming and checking out this video. For everyone else who's new, the topograph you're seeing, we're doing the south slopes of Mt.Sneffels, which is considered an hard class 2 or an easy class 3, depending on who you're talking to. So some of the highlights of this trail is the approach. If you have a 2-wheel drive vehicle, you are making a very long approach. I cannot remember the mileage off the top of my head, but I want to say and add it an additional 8 to 10 miles, depending on where you park your 2-wheel drive car. If you have a 4-wheel drive truck or Jeep, then this hike is going to be an easy one for you. The 4-wheel drive parking lot is almost immediately at the start of the scree field of where this video started. So as you can see that we're heading up the scree field right now. This scree field is relatively steep and the rocks are pretty loose. All these big boulders are kind of all stacked on top of each other and it feels like a sea of moving rocks. It is a little bit tricky and definitely a case scenario where you could potentially roll your ankle or have one of these rocks fall on you, which would kind of suck. But overall, it was a perfect day. Bluebird, if you can't tell. No clouds in sight. So we were really enjoying this. In this video, you can see my wife, Taylor, and I, and we're just casually cruising up. This was 2 days after we did Mount Elbert. So you'll see a video coming shortly from Mount Elbert in our first 14er. So this is our second 14er of the trip. And it was awesome. It was a great experience. If you're not familiar with Mt.Sneffels, this mountain is on the western side of Colorado in the San Juan Mountains. It is absolutely gorgeous. So highlights of this trail are the V-notch and the couloir leading up to the V-notch. Very unfortunately, I do not have much footage of me summiting. You're going to see a photo in a couple seconds of me at the top and then the descent where you can see the V-notch behind us. So what happened was, unfortunately, this was my wife's second 14er and my second 14er as well, and she had a little bit of a panic attack up there, which resulted in her hanging out at the V-notch. She definitely was an awesome wife and was very supportive of letting me keep going on and get to the summit, since it was only right there past the V-notch. So here's me on top of the summit and right about now. So here's me, beautiful, like absolutely gorgeous mountains in the background. So here is me returning from the V-notch. You can see the V-notch right here. That is what makes this a easy class 3 or a hard class 2. And Taylor, and we're just hanging out now, and we're about to make our way down the couloir that I was talking about. That's pretty steep. This is honestly probably the sketchiest part of the whole trail. The V-notch is shockingly easy. The V-notch, you kind of just jam your body in between the crack and you just pull yourself up. Before this video, Taylor and I were not rock climbing like we do now. We both seriously rock climb, indoor rock climb and outdoor rock climb. And so now I know without a doubt that she could have made it up. this will definitely be on our list of a returning 14er when we come back to Colorado, because it's just so beautiful. As you can see people coming up. It's pretty steep. Right here, this is where the scree field that you saw us originally starting up connects, and you turn left up the chlor. This kind of shows you the steepness of that chlor. When you look back up, you can actually see how steep it truly is. So what's with the title of the video? You see that's the drama on Mt.Sneffels. Well, equally, just as Taylor panicked on Mt.Sneffels, you're going to see a situation happening where people kind of got a little bit over their head and had a little meltdown on top of the mountain. It's pretty easy when you get up at this height. Your just natural instinct is to want to feel like you're closer to the ground. Some people experience this more than others. I honestly did not have much, if not any, sort of feeling like that, which I'm super thankful for. But I definitely have feelings, and I feel bad for those who get a little queasy or a little bit upset by heights. So you're going to see these two individuals who have a panic attack. They were in no crazy sort of danger, but the issue is if you don't have the skills to know the exact route, like route finding, if you have an issue with it, you typically on this mountain, for some reason, I was noticing a lot, and you'll see someone coming up who does the same thing that I kind of point to. Everyone wants to go a little bit farther left because it looks like the summit is directly above you when you first approach. So your tendency is to go left instead of the center of this scree field. So if you are going left, the closer you go left and left and left, when you think that this false summit is the summit, it kind of puts you in a very steep situation. I'm pointing where the summit's behind that, and you go through the chlor. Well, most people want to go straight up that, which is outrageously steep and is highly not recommended.
Good job, baby. Heck yeah.
So the two individuals that are going to be coming up, we're starting to head towards that way, and you're going to see that when there's not a bunch of loose boulders on top of each other, it's just sand. And so when we were going through this section earlier on, there was a feeling that you kind of are sliding down the mountain to your death, which is not the case at all. But the sensation when you're already panicked and you're already kind of worried about falling or having a fear of heights can really mess with you. So I'm just trying to explain this to you before you see the event, because I'm just going to let it kind of play and kind of see what I did to help the two individuals who were kind of having a panic attack.
This spot right here. But there's no edge. It's just a flat spot.
So here's the guy who I was mentioning before. He was thinking that he needed to go straight up that. I am highly recommending, though, if you are doing any 14er, you should definitely go on 14ers.com and read up on the mountain you're going. This guy he had really no idea where he was going. I could tell he's obviously not unexperienced by any means, but he said he kind of didn't really look at the trail map and truly thought that was the way to go. So right there, I'm kind of pointing in the direction that he needs to come up towards me and then go straight up to the left. So he starts making his way towards me, and luckily safely gets up. But once again, I can't stop showing these views because the San Juan Mountains are just so dramatic. It kind of reminds me of something you would see in Europe. But I do want to give a shout out to some people. This guy in the yellow backpack, he just smokes down this thing. Maybe I'm just a little top heavy or something, but I was struggling in comparison to this guy. That, and I was very worried about my ankle. For anyone who has not seen my previous videos, broke my ankle several years ago, and the fear of rolling my ankle or breaking it in between one of these rocks Definitely wasn't my mind. So call me hesitant, you can call me slow at descending, I don't care. But you can see that this thing is kind of a lot more steep than when you look down at it. You can see my wife taking it like a champ. Super proud of her for just kind of pulling through after having her panic attack. She really was a trooper. I mean, I couldn't imagine descending something that really is this steep after getting so worked up. So shout out to her. Taylor, you're awesome. But right here we're about to get up onto the ladies that I was talking about before, the two individuals. I'm gonna check out and let you just kind of see what I do to kind of mentor them out of the situation. I always carry webbing with me. Even though I didn't seriously rock climb at this point, I had some experience rock climbing. So I have webbing all tied together with some good knots, some anchor knots, holding the two webbing together. And I pretty much just hold her hand really through the rope, of course, but I'm kind of guiding her and just trying to motivate her and try to keep on pushing her on, because it's definitely a scary situation, and any motivation definitely helps. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please, if you like this, like and subscribe. This is definitely not my typical type of videos I make, but since it was such a weird day out on the mountain, and even though it was gorgeous and perfect and I had a beautiful summit, I figured I'd just show you guys. Just be patient with people. Try to help people when you find them on the mountain in bad situations. Carrying extra webbing or any sort of rope or protection, maybe you don't need it personally, but you really can help people in a time of need. So thank you. Please subscribe, and I'll catch you for the next one.
Still real quick, I'm gonna once again perch over a little bit so I can get you there. All right, you got it. Blue skies, beautiful day. Do you mind whipping the rope over? Yep, thank you. Awesome job. You're almost there. Are you in college?
No.
High school? Graduated?
I'm 32.
32. You don't look 32.
Well, it's because I'm hugging the mountain. If I was in college, I wouldn't have been scared for some reason.
Where did you go to school?
Colorado State.
Very cool. What do you study?
Social work.
Social work. Awesome. Just keep on traversing. I have plenty of rope. So,
That way?
yep, just straight to your mom. Mom, what's your name? Jeannie. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, mother-daughter bonding.
Oh, that's great. Hey, I understand. Husband-wife bonding right here. Same thing. Keep on, pull the rope out of the cracker. If you can pull it out. Yep, keep on going. I'm going to descend you a little bit. If you actually wait there, I'm going to get you down a little further. No, I'm good. So you don't like exposure too much?
No.
Uh,
The last 2 years, I've started to.
yeah. Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna get just right above you, and I want you to just go down to where your mom is. Oh. All right, so I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna let rope out as you go down. Use your feet on those rocks, and you'll be solid. You got it.
I had to look down.
Don't look down. Just keep going. I've got you completely. Yep, doing good. All right.
Alright, you saved the day. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right. Are you?
Alright.